Watch the clock. 35:54. That'll be a new indoor American record.
Like the 300, maybe relative to the 2 and the 4?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's still a bit more strategic than I gave it credit for. So I do like it. It definitely pushes me out of my comfort zone a little bit. But I know these longer races are just going to help me for the end of my 200.
That was an amazing race for Abby Steiner, which took place at the Melrose Games. Just in case you missed it, links to NBC Sports and the FloTrack interview will be at the bottom of the channel. And apologies for coming out with a video on this so late. I usually drop these videos right away after the weekend, but I was held back by having to do a bit of research on Katelyn Tuohy's competition, which included Morgan and Monson, who are 2 incredible long-distance female athletes with both professional and collegiate experience. Tuohy, like Abby, I feel is bringing a fresher crowd into the track and field space, which is great. And I don't want to get political here on this channel at all, but I think this is one of the few sports left in the US where spectators are coming in no matter where you are from, what your name looks like, and so on. Wrestling, MMA, and even WWE professional promotions are up there as well. If you're fast in track and field and nice to people, it might work out good for you. Unlike Tuohy and Abby's personality, there's a saying that a rising tide lifts all boats. And so I think it helps other athletes, including men's, to get more visibility and spotlight. And the only person on fire right now on Team Puma is Steiner, which helps that brand as well. I would think it is also a positive look for Jamaica as well as they slowly get into the groove. I will be honest with you guys. For a while to me, track felt like it was not going anywhere for many years. And some of you subscribed kind of felt the same way. I might have picked up on a FloTrack interview maybe twice a year at most, but that was about it. So hopefully this sport stays decentralized as much as possible without anything going against its way. But enough said, and let's jump into this race and break it down at each 100-meter mark.
Steiner 1 lane to the inside of Prandini, so has someone to target on as they stay in their lanes here and just a lap to go. Should mention a world record is 30.
We have Rori in lane 2, Leah Anderson in lane 3, Brittany Brown in lane 4, Abby Steiner in lane 5, Prandini in lane 6. Lane 1 is open. Brown had the best start with a time of 11:68 in the first 100 meters of this race. Second was Steiner, followed by Prandini, Leah Anderson, and lastly Lowe in last place. Here are your names in front of you guys in the first 100 meters ranked by speed. Brittany Brown's major accomplishment in track and field was back in 2019 when she finished second in the world as a world silver medalist in the 200 meters. 2019 was when she really peaked, but I hate using that word peak because we saw a 30-year-old in last year's championships run a crazy 10:67 and a 21:81 in both the 100 and 200 meters respectively. So anything is possible, and ladies come with surprises any given Sunday. This year, what I noticed about Brittany is that she is starting her season by running indoors, which is something she does not normally do. And for her participating in this race as indoor season is really not her thing. So by coincidence, I think it actually helped Steiner to run harder to help break that American record, which was set by Quanera in 2017 with a time of 35:71. Looking at this race in front of you, Steiner was in second place at 1/10 of a second away from Brown, and Prandini is 0.3 of a second from Brown, falling in third. Let's now focus on the next 200 meters. Brown at this point is still ahead. Steiner is still about 0.2 of a second away, but still keeping up. and Prandini has fallen even more behind Brown from 0.2 of a second to now 0.7 of a second coming into the 200-meter mark. Prandini's participation in this race is not all that bad, as she is holding up pretty well in the first 200 meters. Just like last week, this is really her training early in the season and being serious compared to folks who we won't mention. Prandini did not run indoors last season, but in 2021, she focused a lot in the 60-meter indoor competitions, where she averaged about 7:20. She just recently joined Coach Bob Kersee, who is also training top sprinters such as McLaughlin-Levrone and Athing. And I would think Kersee is putting Prandini in these 300-meter races to help build her strength and endurance. So if you think it's probably crazy for Prandini to be running the 300 meters, well, you are right, but it's probably intentional. Looking at the grand scheme of things, I don't want to speak for Kersee here. I think he is working on the athlete's weaknesses. We saw a similar episode played out with McLaughlin-Levrone a week ago in a New Balance meet, where she ran the 60 meters, which looked like clown world because everyone in your minds have boxed her into the 400-meter hurdles and or the 4x400-meter relay. So I think what Kersee might be doing with Prandini is working on her endurance. And she is really an anomaly, as she has the physique of a 400 to middle distance runner, but she is a terrific 100 and 200 meter runner. And I'm not sure how that came to be, but glad it worked out for her. And we are now coming into the last 100 meters. Steiner didn't really turn up that extra gear because she was already in it. Her competitors are what slowed down here. Brown in this last 100 meters came in at about 13:31 and Steiner at 12:48, which is pretty good. Prandini, on the other hand, fell right behind Leah Anderson as if it was intentional, with a time of 14:49. Now, not speaking for Kersee, the intent here, I think, is for Prandini to focus and work on strength and endurance and at the same time not risk injury. I was actually expecting Prandini to run a 38 in this race like the week before, and so finishing with a time of 38:05, well, no one is complaining. Leah Anderson finished fourth with a time of 35:68, and Rori Lowe, representing the University of Albany, in last place with a time of 39:36. But it was her personal best, so good job for her. Now, I was trying to figure out why Rori Lowe was in this race, but she runs in New York, so there you go. It was her personal best, as I mentioned, so good job. Now, in summary, Steiner holds the national record, world lead for the year, and third fastest time in this event. It is really starting off as a good year for Abby Steiner. Now, for Kersee's athletes such as Prandini, McLaughlin-Levrone, and Athing, I just want to say it's an interesting approach that he is taking, using the indoor season to work on your weaknesses. And these methods to me seem really risk averse. You think McLaughlin-Levrone can't really hurt herself in the 60 meters even if she tried. And having Prandini do the opposite of what she's used to can't hurt either. I see these things as training strategies and methods to help improve and build mental awareness, which in turn help in weak areas. But I'd be interested to understand what you guys think. I really believe if Sydney wanted to, she could have taken down the world record in the 300, 400, and 500 along with Steiner, because those two would have gone toe to toe. So I cannot wait until outdoor season because it will all go down and we will see who is going to run which races. Shout out to one of my subscribers, FBI, for sharing a bit of insight and opinions into all of this in the comments, and you guys can share as well. Before I go, men's track and field will be on Jacob Unleashed. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I separated those two camps because I am old school. It will most likely be short clips and documentaries, one of our big supporters. Again, Afternoon's Delight, check out his YouTube channel. And thanks to subscriber David Kloss for his continued donations. But likes and sharing our videos go a very long way, and I am very appreciative with you all still listening to this. Have a great day.
Watch the clock. 35:54. That'll be a new indoor American record.
So if you liked this video, then check out the videos right above or visit our short clip playlist. Have a great day.